Hello dear class. So now today we are going to start with very new chapter, and that is very interesting chapter. As first you must be aware about the accounting procedure. As you know, in the accounting procedure first we have to identify our economic transactions, then we have to value their monetary we have to find out their monetary values. Then we have to record the transactions. After recording the transactions, we need to classify them. After the classifying, we have to prepare their summary. Okay, and then after we have to communicate with the interested users. So in this procedure, journal entry, recording of transactions, journal entry. Then after we have learned how to prepare different type of the lasers, that is called posting. In the same, in the recording procedures, we can record our transactions either in the generals, or for recording of transactions we can use different type of the books. Okay, that is called subdivision of generals or subsidiary books. So here in the subdivision of generals, today we are going to discuss, or today we are going to continue um with subdivision of general, that is preparation of cash book. Because subdivision of general, that is divided into two parts. In first part we have learned how to prepare purchase book, sales book, purchase return book, and sales return book. And in this part we are going to learn the very important book, that is of purchase book. Purchase book, that is book as well as account both. Okay, books and ledgers both. So as after recording transaction in the book of purchase book or the sales book, we need to transfer them into the accounts, purchase account and sales account. But after recording transactions in the sales book, in the cash book, we are not required to transfer them anywhere else. Okay, because cash book, that is equal to the cash ledger. So here in this transaction, recording of transactions, we will discuss over the cash book. So here special journals are also called day books, because in the special journals we use to record it classified transactions. That is also called subsidiary books, and that is also known as the subdivision of general books. So transactions that cannot be recorded in any special journals, they are recorded into the general, which is called here general proper. Just like if any transaction which can't be recorded in the cash book, purchase return, sales book, then it can be recorded into the general proper. So special journals proves economical and make division of labor possible in accounting work. As we know, accounting work, that is quite complicated activities. So in that complicated activities, once when we will divide our work into the small units, then it can be very easy. Just like big organizations, they can divide their work, just like they can assign any employee to record all the purchase related transactions, all sales related transactions can be recorded by any another person, and cash related transactions can be recorded by any other person. So in that case, if they will divide their entire work, so their work can be very easy, and that employee can be very efficient in recording of same nature of the transaction. So here we have the list of special purposes books. First we have cash book, then purchase book, purchase return book. Purchase return book, that is also known as the return outward book. Sales book, sales return book, that is called return inwards book. And the general proper, these are our books. Okay, the next we have cash book. So cash book is a book in which all transactions related to cash receipts, cash payments, that we use to record. It starts with a cash or bank. Okay, so balancing balances at the beginning of the period. It is also called the book of original entry. So remember, this is our cash account where we used to record cash receipts or cash payment, and this is also known as the original book of entry because once when your transactions will happen in the business, first you can record that cash transaction directly in the cash book. When a cash book is maintained, transactions of cash are not recorded in the generals, and no separate accounts for cash or bank is required in the ledgers. So here in this chapter we have to discuss over the different type of the cash book. So basically we have four different type of cash book. First is single column cash book, second double column cash book, third triple column cash book, that is also called tri-column columnar cash book, and at the last we have petty cash book, that is quite different. So for that we have separate topic, separate lecture. So today we will try to cover up at least single column cash book. So before we start, first we have to come to the definition part. Single column cash book contains only the cash transactions done by business. In the business activities, if we are doing any cash transaction, that we use to record here. Single column cash book has only a single money column. Okay, in the single column cash book we have only single column on debit and credit both of the side. As you can see here we have single column cash book. By the name of amount we have only one column. So debit side we have date, particular, journal folio number and amount. Similarly credit side we have same date, particular, journal folio number and the amount. These are our columns. Okay, the transactions which are done on credit are not recorded because it's a cash book. Here we used to record only the cash transactions. There is no space for recording of credit transactions. So double column cash book. In the double column cash book there will be two different columns to record the transactions done in the business. Two different columns just to record the transactions of amount. Here just in the left hand side, debit side, we have debit column, particular column, journal folio number. Then after two columns for recording of amount. First is of cash column, then second of bank column. In cash column we have to record all the cash transactions related to the cash book, and in bank column we have to record all the transactions related to bank account. Okay, so whenever cash will enter in the business or cash will enter into the bank, we have to record in the debit side, and whenever we will make any kind of payment, that we will record in the credit side. The next we have cash book. So that we have already prepared by the name of cash account, while in our previous chapter which it was generals. So there is no difference in between the cash account and the cash book. So all the concept we have to use similarly as we have already used in lasers. So here we can see cash book. We have debit column, date, particulars, GF number, amount, date, particulars, GF number, amount. So here once when you will record any transaction, at the debit side we used to start it by recording of 2, and the credit side we used to record by bywords. So here we have one transaction. So on the basis of that transaction, first we have to check our journal entry. Then after we will find out what is the effect of this transaction in cash book. As we have first transaction, business started with cash rupees 50,000. So cash account debit to capitals account. It will be our transaction dated January 1st. Okay. So first after reading the transactions we have to find out their journal entry, because journal entry that is basis for recording of transaction in the books or in the ledger. So here cash account debit to capital account, it means this transaction is clearly saying that we have to record this in the debit side of cash account. And once when we will record debit side in the cash account, we have to write the word of credit, that is of to capital account. So that you can see in the cash book debit side we have recorded, first in the column of date we have written date, then after to capital account, and directly we have recorded amount in the amounts column 50,000. So next we have cash received from Mohan rupees 10,000. So here you can see cash account debit to Mohan's account. Okay, that is our journal entry. Again in that question, cash account debit to Mohan, it means this transaction we have to record in the credit side, debit side, because cash account is debited, and at that time we have to mention the party what we have to credit it. So first we have put date in the date column, and in particular we have written to Mohan's account, because cash account debit we have to record that transaction in the debit side, and we have to write to Mohan's account amount rupees 10,000. After that we have next, that is of salary paid rupees 10,000, salary account debit to cash account. To cash account, it means this transaction we have to record at the credit side. This transitions we have to record at the credit side in cash column, because salary account is debit to cash. To cash, it means credit side of cash book. So there we will write by salary. Okay. Similarly, we have one more transaction, that is of furniture purchased rupees 10,000. So when you will purchase furniture account debit to cash account. To cash account, it means credit the cash account. So again this transactions we have to record at the credit side of cash book. So here you can see the amount of the transaction, that is of 10,000. In the cash book credit side we will record just only by furniture accounts and amount 10,000 in credit column. So after that, after the discussion over the single transactions, here we have complete transactions, and on the basis of given transactions we have to prepare single column cash book. What is given here? Business started with cash rupees 25,000, goods sold to Mohan in cash rupees 5,000, furniture purchased rupees 10,000, rent paid rupees 4,000, salary paid by check rupees 2,000, goods purchased from Ranjan rupees 5,000. So after reading the transactions, after going through the transactions, we have to check which transactions we have to record and which transaction we don't have to record. So here transaction number 1, January 1st, business started with cash. It means in that transaction cash is appeared, so it will be the part of cash book. Second, January 5, goods sold to Mohan in cash, that is also part of cash transaction. January 10, furniture purchased rupees 10,000, that is of credit transaction. Then rent paid rupees 4,000, that is of cash transaction. Salary paid by check rupees 2,000, that is transaction related to bank. Goods purchased from Ranjan, that is of credit transaction. So after reading the transactions, after making the journal entries, we must know which of the cash transaction and the credit transaction. Here we can see first, January 1st, first transaction cash account debit to capital. It means this transaction we have to record the debit side of cash book. Second, cash account debit to sales account, that is also cash transaction. January 10, furniture account debit to cash account, that is also cash transaction. January 12, rent account debit to cash transaction to cash, that is also cash transaction. And next we have salary to bank, that is of bank transaction, and last purchase to Ranjan, that is of the credit transaction. So last two transactions we are not going to record in the cash book, because we have to find out only the cash transaction. So here in the first transaction, cash is debited, so this transaction we will record at the debit side in cash book. In the second transaction also cash account is debited, so that also we will record in the debit side. In third transaction, that is furnitures to cash is credited, we have to record it in the credit side. The last we have again rent account debit to cash account, this transaction we have to record in the cash account credit side. So let's see, here we have the cash book, single column cash book. So according to the date 1, where it was business started with cash account debit to capital account, that's why that amount we have recorded at the debit side, and we have credited capital account 25,000. January 5th, it was cash account debit to sales account, so according to the journal entry, cash account debit, it means that transaction we have to record at the debit side to sales account 5,000. Then after January 10, furniture purchased, so furniture account debit to cash, that means we have to write this transaction at the credit side of cash book, that is of 10,000. Then again by rent account, okay, rent paid in cash, by rent account debit to cash, so same we have to record this transaction at the credit side in cash book, and we will write the title as buy rent. So here cash that comes under the assets, and you know the total of assets, every time the total of assets of the debit side will be more than the total of credit side. So first we have check the total of debit side, that is 30,000, and the total of credit side, that is just only the 14,000. But as you know the concept of all the lasers in all the book, the total of debit side should be the total of equal to the total of credit side. So we have to write 30,000 as total of the credit side. So for this purpose we need to find out balancing figure, and that is by balance carried down, that is 16,000. Okay, and this balancing figure we have to write on the 31st of the January. So whatever balancing figure we have calculated not the at the end of the January last, that we have to transfer at the first date for the month of February. Okay, so here it's done. It was our cash single column cash book. Hopefully you can prepare your single column cash book on the basis of given transactions. Any type of transactions are there, you can easily prepare your cash book. So remember, every time at the beginning of the next month we have to transfer that opening balance, and every time we have to write to balance brought down or by balance brought down. Okay, so in the next class we will learn how to prepare double column cash book.